How would Jojo and Dio from part one of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fare in the world of JJK? Shout out to Rose for asking me this, and let's talk about it. All right, so the first thing I want to say is that I'm not too familiar with JoJo's. I've only seen parts one and two, and I know this question specifically is in reference to part one only, but just in general on like the scaling of JoJo's and what these types of characters are capable of, I'm not an expert. Like, I know some people have told me that JoJo's characters are faster than light. And if that's true, then they're going to be just fine in JJK's verse because they're going to be so much faster than everyone else, right? But I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's true of the part one variants, especially. So I'm going to kind of disregard the faster than light thing, but for what that's worth, you guys can adjust accordingly. But based on their feats within part one, I think they would slot pretty well into JJK. I mean, they don't do anything too crazy, but I would probably place them around like upper middle tier of the JJK verse, meaning they're going to be able to hold their own pretty well against most people, but against the stronger tiers, I do think they're going to get humbled. Like any of the disaster curses, I mean, any of the special grades in general. Obviously, the Gojos and the Sukunas, I think, would make easy work of them. Really, anyone with a domain in JJK, I think just wins. Because I guess Dio can heal a little bit, but I don't think he's going to be able to heal through a domain expansion. Same with JoJo, obviously. But I mean, obviously, if we're going to give them domain expansions, then maybe they could hold their own in that regard. But yeah, I would place them like upper middle tier. Now, as far as translating what they can do into JJK's power system, this gets a bit more tough, and probably somebody more well-versed in JoJo's would be able to give a well-thought-out answer here. But Ripple or Hamon, I'm thinking like maybe we could turn that into like a vibration curse technique, like vibration manipulation, and just really creative use cases of that kind of translating into what they were capable of in season one. Obviously sunlight creation or emulation wouldn't be the biggest deal in JJK since there aren't vampires running around everywhere, but maybe again creative uses of like vibration and subtle control in order to get different effects. I don't know. And then Dio, I think, would be a bit more straightforward. Again, at least as he existed in part one, because he was basically just a vampire with increased stats. But also he had that like ice move, right? Where he could like suck the heat out of somebody. So I'm thinking he would have like a heat curse technique. It'd be different from Uruume in that he like wasn't just controlling ice, but rather could manipulate heat. So he could either like reduce it from an area or maybe even increase it as well. Something along those lines. I'm going to need all the JoJo experts to let me know their thoughts down below.